When you're trying to grasp something new, especially tech stuff, getting straight to the point is, well, invaluable.
Absolutely. You want to see it working, not just hear about the theory.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
today, we're doing just that. We're going to listen in sort of on a voice AI agent, see it in action.
That's right. We've got these excerpts, bits of a real conversation with an AI called Alice, and she's showing how this tech isn't just abstract. It can actually, help a real business.
And our mission today really is to understand how a voice AI like this, Alice, could potentially uh, shake things up for a clinic.
Streamline things.
Yeah, streamline operations. We're talking about the everyday stuff, handling patient questions, doing follow-ups, turning interest into actual booked appointments.
So like a practical, real-world look, not just hypotheticals.
Precisely. Think of it as a front row seat. And our sources, like you said, are audio transcript snippets from this conversation with Alice. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, so the conversation kicks off with Alice introducing herself. She's clear she's representing patients on demand,
Right.
and she states her purpose immediately, showing the clinic how she can help them out.
That directness, it feels efficient, doesn't it?
hmm
No beating around the bush.
Totally. Respects everyone's time, sets the focus straight away.
And almost immediately, she starts gathering info. But it feels, I don't know, quite natural. Like she confirms the clinic, name M&K Aesthetics,
Uh-huh.
the owner's name, Mark, and what they actually do. The treatments, vampire facials, lip fillers, injectables, Morpheus 8.
It's like she's building a profile, but conversationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what stands out to you about that initial approach? Is it just ticking boxes efficiently, or is there something more subtle going on?
Well, it is efficient, definitely, but the way she does it, that conversational style, that's key, I think,
How so?
because it makes it feel less like an interrogation, less like a cold data harvesting thing.
Okay, more like a chat.
Right, and that encourages the person, Mark in this case, to be more open, maybe more accurate with the info, which is, well, obviously crucial for the AI to actually do its job properly later.
Makes sense. So she's got the basics down. Then Alice transitions pretty smoothly into their marketing stuff.
Yeah, she asks us about what they're promoting right now, like Facebook ads specifically.
And those Instagram giveaways, too, the ones for free Morpheus treatments.
Right, so why is that important? Why does an AI assistant need to know about the clinic's marketing campaigns?
Good question. It feels like connecting the dots, maybe.
Exactly. If Alice knows about a specific Facebook ad for Morpheus 8 or an Instagram giveaway,
Uh-huh.
she can then tailor her responses when someone calls or messages because they saw that specific ad or giveaway.
Ah, okay. So it's not just generic answers. It's relevant to how the person found them.
Precisely. It moves from just, standard communication to something much more personalized. And that personalization is driven by the AI knowing what the clinic is actually putting out there.
So it makes Alice a better tool for converting those leads from the ads.
Definitely. She's got the context.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, context established. Now, Mark, the owner, he explains how they currently handle inquiries.
Right, the current system.
He says he does the social media himself, Instagram DMs mostly,
Okay.
and they have a front-of-house receptionist who handles the phone calls.
That sounds pretty typical for a smaller business, doesn't it? Splitting those roles.
Yeah, very common. But what are the potential downsides, the inefficiencies you might see in that kind of setup?
Well, the big risk is a disconnect, right?
A disconnect.
Yeah. When you've got different people handling different channels, DMs here, calls, that you risk things falling through the cracks.
The information not getting passed on.
Exactly. Or inconsistent follow-up. Someone who DMs might get a different experience or a slower response than someone who calls. There's no single unified view of that potential customer.
So leads could just get lost.
It's a real possibility. It lacks that centralized, consistently managed system. That's the key inefficiency, I'd say.
Right. And Mark actually brings this up himself. He mentions challenges with conversion rates
He does?
and also the difficulty of consistently handling every lead with like the same energy and motivation.
Ah, the human element.
Exactly. Some days you're fired up, ready to convert everyone.
Mhm.
Other days, maybe not so much.
And that's a really critical point Mark raises, consistency. Human interaction is great, it's valuable, but maintaining that peak motivation and ensuring every single lead gets timely, enthusiastic follow-up, that's tough.
It really is.
And that's precisely where something like Alice and AI can offer a huge advantage. It provides that automated, consistent engagement. It doesn't have mood swings or get tired.
Okay, so Alice offers to show, not just tell. She initiates a role play to demonstrate how she can tackle these issues.
Yeah, she says, okay, let's pretend I'm M and K aesthetics.
And Mark plays the patient.
Yeah.
He's seen a Facebook ad for Morpheus 8, full face treatment.
Right. And he gets specific, too. He asks about using the 12-pin head, particularly for around the eyes.
Which is a good test, right? A
Oh,
specific clinical detail. So how does Alice handle that?
Really well, actually. She immediately confirms, yes, the 12-pin head is suitable for the eye area, explains why it's good for that delicate skin.
Okay, so she addressed the specific concern directly.
Yep. And what's powerful there is seeing the AI provide that kind of tailored, specific information instantly. That's hard for a busy human receptionist to do consistently, especially if they're juggling calls.
Good point.
Then she just smoothly pivots to offering appointments, Thursday at 11 or Friday at 9.
Guiding him to the next step.
Exactly. It shows a really efficient flow. Address the concern, confirm suitability, move towards booking.
And Mark, in this demo, actually asked for a consultation first, right? Before the full treatment. Did Alice handle that okay?
She did, yeah. She didn't get thrown off. She just adapted and scheduled the consultation for him instead. I think he picked Friday morning in the end.
So she's not just rigidly sticking to a script. She can adapt to those little variations in what people ask for.
That's right. That flexibility makes the whole interaction feel much more, well, human, less like talking to a basic chatbot.
Okay, so after the role play, Alice kind of zooms out again. She explains the bigger picture, how she can transform their whole follow-up process.
Right, connecting the demo back to the benefits, boosting efficiency, saving time for Mark and his team, and ensuring that booking consistency they talked about earlier, making sure leads don't get dropped.
It's like she's saying, see, this is how I solve the problems you mentioned.
Precisely. And she mentions handling the whole shebang too, not just the calls, but integrating with the ads, the landing pages, even doing voicemail drops and CRM follow-ups.
Wow, okay. So quite comprehensive.
Yeah, and she mentions ongoing training tailored to the clinic, so it's not static. It learns and adapts to their specific needs over time.
Got it. And the immediate next step she proposes.
A discovery call with someone named Carrie. A clear call to action to learn more.
Makes sense. But Mark isn't quite done testing her. He throws another common scenario at her. Instagram giveaways.
Yeah, the free treatment giveaway. Lots of clinics do those.
So how does Alice say she can manage that? Because that can be a lot of admin work, right?
Yeah.
Collecting all those entries.
Totally, and that's what Alice highlights. She says she can automate that whole process.
Wow.
By managing the entries as they come in, capturing the essential details, name, phone number, email address.
Okay, standard stuff.
But crucially, she says she can integrate all that data directly into the clinic's CRM system.
So it doesn't just sit in a spreadsheet somewhere. It goes right into their main customer database.
Exactly. Which means they can then easily do targeted follow-ups with everyone who entered. It automates the lead capture and the organization. That's a big time saver.
Definitely sounds useful. So, time for role play number 2.
Yep. Mark pretends he's entering the giveaway for the free Morpheus 8.
Okay.
Alice asks for his name, Mark, and his email, markledballoon.co.uk. She even confirms the email address back to him.
Good practice. Verifying the info.
Right. Then she confirms his entry into the giveaway. Pretty straightforward.
But then she does something else, right? Doesn't just end the interaction there.
No, she doesn't. Even though he just entered a free giveaway, she asks if he, as maybe a new visitor to their stuff, has any questions she can answer.
So even in that context, she's still trying to engage and potentially convert.
Seems like it. It shows she can kind of multitask, handle the admin of the giveaway, but also keep the door open for further interaction, maybe nurture that lead a bit.
That's pretty smart, proactive.
Yeah, it could definitely boost the chances of turning those giveaway entrants into actual paying clients down the line. And then, after offering help, she smoothly circles back to scheduling that discovery call with Carrie.
Right, keeping the main goal in sight.
She offers morning availability for the call.
And Mark picks 9:00 a.m. the next morning.
Alice confirms it, says Carrie will call him then, and ends with some enthusiasm about potentially working together.
Okay, so looking at that whole giveaway management piece, what's the real strategic value there? Automating the entry, capturing the data systematically in the CRM.
Oh, the value is huge from a marketing perspective. Think about it. Giveaways generate buzz, lots of interest.
Sure.
But manually collecting and organizing all those names and emails, it's tedious and prone to errors. By automating it and feeding it straight into the CRM.
You build a list of interested people easily.
Exactly. A valuable database of people who've actively raised their hands saying, I'm interested in what you offer. You know their name, their email, maybe their phone number.
Ready for follow-up?
Highly targeted follow-up. You can send them specific offers later, information about Morpheus 8, whatever. It's way more efficient and likely much more effective at converting them than just, having a list of names sitting somewhere forgotten.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So wrapping this specific interaction up, this deep dive into Alice, we've seen her do quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a range. Handling that first contact, answering specific treatment questions.
Offering appointment options, adapting to consultation requests,
Managing the marketing side, like the Facebook ad context and the Instagram giveaway.
capturing all that lead data, putting it into the CRM.
It's a pretty comprehensive demonstration, isn't it?
It really is. And you can see how, for a clinic like M&K Aesthetics, the potential benefits are pretty clear.
Definitely. Streamlining operations, like we said, taking repetitive tasks off the team's plate.
Ensuring leads are followed up on consistently, not just when someone feels motivated.
Which ultimately should lead to more consultations, more bookings, more revenue. That's the bottom line.
So for everyone listening, as you think about this example, this voice AI, Alice, in a clinic, consider how these kinds of capabilities might apply elsewhere.
Yeah, in different industries, maybe even in areas you're involved with.
What parts of this demo, this role-play interaction, stood out most to you? What felt surprising or maybe sparked some new ideas?
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it? This whole interaction with Alice, it kind of leads to a bigger question about where this is all heading.
How so?
Well, as AI like this gets even more sophisticated, more nuanced, more capable, how is it going to fundamentally change the way businesses connect with their customers? How will it reshape, everything from marketing to sales to customer service?
That's a great question to ponder. The future of AI in those everyday business interactions. Lots to think about there.